to name another F1 podcast, I was watching Tomo's F1 Chinwag, whatever it's called, and he was talking about the fact that like Formula One's become a bit of a qualifying formula anyway, but specifically like Singapore kind of showed that maybe if it was like the 2022 cars with the current, you know, delta between teams, that might have been absolute fire because obviously they were much simpler. There was less kind of like wake and dirty air being generated because they were a lot simpler. But at the same time, we wouldn't have the deltas that we've got because it was 2022 and people were still figuring things out. But obviously next year, 2026, maybe we won't be as grumpy as Fernando Alonso was after the race, you know, because there's a sprint and it's going to be the same circuit layout again. But is that the right decision?
I mean, I don't think they've got anything they can do about the layout. I previously thought it was a couple of years that we were sticking with this new layout, but given that I don't know who the sort of motivator for the project is, but the stadium that they were redeveloping looks like it's going. I mean, from what I can tell off the artist's impression that you can find on, I think, Populous, one of the architects, there doesn't seem to be a way for Formula One cars to get into and out of that stadium in a way that's going to make sense. So I think that I'm not saying that they will continue with this, and it'll probably, maybe be different in 2 years' time. But I'm going to say here now, I don't think this layout is changing for the foreseeable. When it comes to, Fernando Alonso being grumpy, yeah, I kind of get it. He was having a rubbish race, and I don't think the new rules are going to be at a point by the time we get to them where the engine problems are not going to be sorted out for some of the teams. I'm looking at you, Red Bull Powertrains, powered by Ford's knowledge. I don't think that we're going to have some of these teams having particularly mature engine projects by that point. You got to remember and 12 years or something into this rule cycle, and Mercedes have allegedly been developing developing for these rules since 2010, so maybe 15 years or something like that into the project. They're going to be new. They're going to be completely different. We're going to have teams figuring out things across the season. And as much as Singapore comes late, I still think that we're going to have a lot to work out and a lot to settle down in the new rule cycle, because someone's going to get the aerodynamics wrong. They're all good. A lot of people are going to get their aerodynamics wrong, particularly with this X mode and Y mode or Z mode
Yeah.
that they've got. But I think the engine formula is going to dominate this, and I think it might be the first time ever that we've got brand new aero rules and brand new powertrain rules with the fact that we've got this active aero coming in. So it's obviously a huge change, and I don't think that's going to be sorted out by Singapore. It might be more interesting, it might be less. I think there's a possibility for this race to be a bit interesting, but the fact is we don't get, I think, anywhere near the number of crashes that we used to. That's owing to some of the things that have been taken out. So we haven't got the Singapore sling chicane, and that does make things easier. I think that's mostly it. I think we don't get the sort of shake-ups that we used to get, but on its own, the race needs something else to sort of
Spice
G
it
it
up a
up a
bit.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah.